What? So I got an email from Aurelia on the nickisnotgreenmarriage@gmail.com that says, Nick, holy, I wasn't planning on sending anything, but I came across this. Pause to laugh within the first 10 seconds. Please watch. So let's check it out. This is a channel called Poplitics. It's like politics, but pop, which I don't know what that has to do with it. Maybe it's pop culture and politics mixed. And it's episode 434. Who's actually pro-woman? Conservatives or the left? Hashtag Cuteservatives. Hashtag conservative. Hashtag poplitics, which are never terms that should be mixed with politics. He's going on it himself. Okay, he wants to go on it again. Come on. Would you be shocked if I told you that conservatives are more pro-woman than the leftists who claim... Dude, I can't even talk anymore. Who claim to be the end-all be for feminism? No, the end-all be-all, Nick. It's true. Let's find out who the real feminists are. 94 likes, 3 dislikes. Not bad. I know, it's not bad, right?
The left is all talk. We know this is true. They say they stand for something, but it's actually the exact opposite.
Woman has a voice that sounds like nails on a chalkboard. Check 1 for conservatives. What? That was a long one. He knows he's on camera. Okay, she has a shirt on that says, I've noticed that everyone who is for abortion is already born, and it's a quote by Ronald Reagan, which if you have a shirt that's quoted by Ronald Reagan, I immediately have to disregard everything you're saying.
Actually the exact opposite, because duh, they're liars. So when they say they stand for women's rights, I laugh because it's just not true.
Yeah, right.
I hear a lot of conservatives say that they're not feminists, and I get it. And I hear leftists claim they're the end-all be-all for feminism. So I've got to ask, who are the real feminists, conservatives or leftists? And can she please stand up so we can settle this once and for all? Stand up, Joe! On this special episode of Poplitics, we're gonna decide who is actually pro-woman. And trust me, the result will shock you.
She's like, actually, it's leftists. Yeah, I didn't realize it. It sucks that I have to post this video now.
Get me out of here!
Get me out of here!
I'm Alex Clark, and this is your quick politic on feminism.
Your quick politic? Oh, it's powered by Turning Point USA. Okay, I see where we are.
If you pay any attention to social media...
Yeah, bro, she loves pillows. She's got pillows all over. She's got cheetah pillows. She's got fuzzy pillows. She's got heart-shaped ones. She's got polka dots. I mean, she loves pillows. And plants, don't even get me started on plants. Come on.
Media, then you're likely up to speed with the word on the street. Apparently, women in the West are being oppressed at record rates. Women's suffrage too. It's like women's equality never happened.
Is your husband home?
It's almost like women's equality never happened and women are still discriminated against because they aren't paid as much as men and they aren't treated with the same respect as men. It's almost like it never happened. But I thought we put in laws where women could vote, so shouldn't they be happy with the way they're treated now that they can vote and now that they can have their own job and, you know, don't need to rely on men for every single thing? That must mean that they aren't ever experiencing oppression in any sense of the word.
Not right now.
I hate this thing that she's doing where she just keeps putting in like movie clips of stuff.
So let's do a little recap to see how far we've come. The first wave took place from around the 1830s to the early 1900s. Now,
Okay, so this lady's gonna teach us about the history of women's suffrage. Let's see what happens.
Women, we have spent decades
I don't want to watch TV clips, bro.
is the sort of rah-rah feminism I can get behind. The right to actually vote, not the hate our men, dye our hair blue, abort the babies kind.
Mostly I feel feminine or non-binary. Today I'm feeling really femme.
Then in the
Apparently it was like movies and TV shows and now it's like making fun of people on TikTok. Okay, so she loved feminism when it was her right to vote. Once we want to start having, you know, a choice over whether or not we have a baby come out of us. Nope, not anymore.
Feminists were fighting for reproductive rights, like abortion, rights in the workplace and in the family. Think Mad Men, Burn Your Bra, March Against Vietnam, all the cliche feminine stuff that comes to mind.
I'm not stupid.
That wave lasted like 2 decades, and the movement actually had ties to other movements like the gay and lesbian, black civil rights, Chicano rights, and the Asian America civil rights movements, to name a few. Rights. It's safe to say that the advocacy at the time was a hodgepodge. So basically as messy and confusing as it is now.
Mr. Krabs.
Yeah, that's so confusing. Whether, like, you know, people wanting to be treated like human beings. What a hodgepodge of civil rights. Very confusing.
I'll admit it, the feminist movement has some big achievements to brag about, right? In America, women have achieved freedom, equal rights, and have made it into the workplace. I mean, I'm here, right?
Dang, girl smurfs mean business.
You're here, but your account has 5,000 subscribers, and Charlie Kirk's account for Turning Point USA has, 500,000. And people actually watch his videos. Actually, I guess they don't watch his videos.
Now, I'm not here to deny that some women have faced both difficulties in the workplace and flat-out injustices in life.
I hope not. It would be hard to say that they haven't, but let's see where she goes with this.
With bad people who do very bad things. But I find it so ironic that these movements come out of places that, I don't know, are guilty of the things that blame society for. Looking at you, Hollywood.
Sad.
So is she saying that, what? So is she saying that Me Too came out of Hollywood actors, so they shouldn't be mad that they were assaulted by other people in Hollywood? What does that mean?
That these movements come out of places that, I don't know, are guilty of the things that blame society for. Looking at you, Hollywood.
Sad.
So is she saying that Hollywood, yeah, they're actors that are critiquing Hollywood. So she thinks Hollywood is the one starting the Me Too movement? It started as a revolt against the actual Hollywood standard of people being, you know, assaulted by executives that make Hollywood.
The way I see feminist outrage today, it's like a vintage grievance. Not cute, not in style, and out of...
So like calling out people who sexually assault you, not in style, not cute, out of date. What? It's not supposed to be cute or in style. It's just like, huh?
You're tacky and I hate you.
So why bring up this brief little history tour? Because while early feminists fought for equal rights, today's feminists are fighting to remove the uniqueness of being a woman and trying to make them so equal that you can't even differentiate them from the men. So, reason one why the left is actually not pro-woman, they deny the basic biology of women.
Yeah, Mr. White.
That's not denying the basic biology of women by wanting to have access to get an abortion. You're addressing the fact that you have a child inside of you. How is that denying? When people want to get an abortion, that doesn't mean that they want to pretend that they don't have a child inside of them. Like, they are directly addressing the fact that they do have a child inside of them. I'm just confused. Also, yeah, the editing is so much. Should we go to a different video? I don't know if I want to see this anymore. Squid Game. Jojo Siwa's stupid comment. So is this like stuff to do with politics, or is this like pop culture stuff? Conservatives arriving to the gulag? Haha. I don't get it, but...
At least we look really cute and meaty still.
Huh?
I watched Squid Game last night for the first time, and boy...
And boy, do I not get how the story has to do with capitalism ruining the lives of people and causing them to turn on each other because they can't live. But I'm gonna pretend like it has to do with, like, I'm gonna do a quick, this might be, she might spoil the show here for Squid Game, so.
I watched episode 1 last night, and yo, I thought I was gonna have a heart attack. So much gore, which I hate. It was such a horrific, disturbing, unsettling feeling.
Dude, this is so hard to watch.
So much so that I didn't even
Why
think
am
I could finish the
this?
series, so I went ahead and read all the spoilers to see how the show's gonna end.
Why would she watch, who does that? Who just reads all the spoilers of a show because she just doesn't want to watch it?
I was grossed out and I didn't think I could do it. But now I feel like maybe I will attempt to finish it in the daylight because it's the most popular show in the world and it's legit my job to know about pop culture. I do it for you, my cinnamon roll children.
Oh, God. What is JoJo Siwa's stupid comment she made? Dude, these memes are so unfunny. Stop!
I was always homeschooled, and so I never had a person bullying. Like, it wasn't a thing for me. One night, I went to a Halloween theme park. People were shouting at me, JoJo Siwa, F you! No 14-year-old wants to hear that. Every time that I go through something, it reminds me of the other side of what's good. Zero trauma in their life, trying to make up something traumatic to fit in and be oppressed. Being homeschooled is not a conservatorship, sweetie. I'm pretty sure you have the freedom to decorate your little mansion like My Little Pony farts.
What, am I confused? What's wrong with what was wrong with what JoJo Siwa said? She's not oppressed because she's rich?
This has got to be the worst example I have ever heard of someone who has had zero trauma in their life trying to make up something traumatic to fit in and be oppressed. Being homeschooled is not a conservatorship, sweetie.
Did she say it was a conservatorship?
It's sad people said F you to her. I think all of us conservatives would say, we wish that that was the worst thing someone has said to us.
You think you're oppressed, JoJo Siwa? Try being a conservative. We really experience oppression. I mean, come on. She didn't say it was a conservatorship. All she said is she related to Britney Spears because Britney Spears was a child star. And she understands how hard it can be to be a young person being bullied online and in person trying to go somewhere. She didn't say that she can relate to her being in a conservatorship with her dad. She was saying she can relate to her being a child star, which is absolutely true for JoJo Siwa because she was basically thrown into being ultra famous at a young age. Dating advice for single conservatives. I'm sure some of you already
know that it do be like that. So to make it through,
this is the queen of AAVE. It do be like that.
I've learned as a 20-something conservative who's experienced every
when you say 20-something conservative, that means that you're 29.
Type of scenario you can imagine. And I mean every.
This is probably the worst date I've ever been on.
I'm Alex Clark, and this is Poplitics.
I don't know what their goal is with this, because with all the freaking TV show and movie clips they use, they probably get copyright claimed on every single video and don't make a single penny off of this.
Here's some of my conservative dating advice to live by. Rule number 1. Be friends first, or at the very least, make sure you can have fun together. If you start getting to know each other as friends first, it helps to make the getting to know one another process a little easier without the pressure of romance or expectation.
So what does this have to do with being a conservative, though?
This is the chance to see if he would still love you if you were a worm, or if he's a dude-servative for reals.
A dude-servative for reals?
I'm here to say, nope. Spend quality time together for a couple months before making it official. With and without each.
What does this have to do with conservatives?
Rule number 2, don't date a lefty. Just don't do it. It will almost always be such a massive waste of both of your time.
Thank you, yes. Please don't date a leftist if you're a conservative. Please don't.
If you're dating to find someone to marry at all, raising kids will be a nightmare and a full-on ideological war at home.
Well, isn't that just f***ing convenient for you?
This is the rule, not the exception. Someone I work with here at TPUSA used to be a leftist. She was even dating a conservative. He was really patient with her, and finally, after several years, she left the left, and now they're engaged. But
that's a real story. That's for sure a real story. First of all, if she was a leftist, she wasn't a leftist, you know? If he was a conservative and she was a leftist, she was just some neoliberal person that didn't care that much about politics and was like, yeah, my friends are probably leftists.
That is like finding a needle in a haystack. Don't count on people changing.
Dialogue. We had a little dialogue.
And if
we had a little dialogue.
He's a lefty, you know his parents probably are too. In-laws can be a whole dang pill to swallow during the holidays already.
This lady has no idea what she's talking about. You know she's single. You know that she doesn't have any experience with this.
Marriage in general is hard. In-laws are not. My married friends can tell you for a fact that as rewarding as marriage is,
my married friends will tell you, because I'm not.
If you are also the same way and you don't care to constantly be engaged in what's going on in the world politically, then maybe you'll have a chance, but if one or both of you eat, sleeps, and breathes politics, run.
Well, if one of you cares at all about your political beliefs, you're not going to want to date someone who doesn't believe in what you consider to be human rights for somebody. But obviously conservatives don't care enough where they're like, well, if the person doesn't care at all about politics, that's okay with me. But no, I think the person that you date should at least agree with you what you think basic human rights are.
Story time. So a few years ago, I went.
These aren't even pop culture things. Like, is this a meme right here?
You gotta be willing to give and take.
What is that? Is that a meme? Is that something from pop culture? Story time.
Story time.
Story time.
Story time.
Story time. I know what you guys are about to say. Always going back on another he said us tangent. No, guys, listen.
Give and take.
Story time.
Story time.
Story time.
Story time.
Story time. Story time.
Story time. Hey, it's story time. Story time, guys. Hey, guys. Hey, everyone. It's freaking story time.
Story time. Story time. Story time. Story time. Story time. Story time. Story time. Story time. Story time. Story time. Story time. Story time.
I'm done. Okay, I'm done. I'm done. That's it. That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted. I'm done. Just let me have that. Let me have that. I'm done. Okay?
Years ago, I went on a dating show, and there was a guy who leaned left while I leaned right. Are you pro-life even though you're a woman?
For sure.
And I had to choose in that moment. Do I lie or downplay what I believe to keep him around a little longer? Or do I take the L, lose him, but go to bed knowing I chose the truth? Here's what happened.
You don't believe in pro-choice?
No, I'm very pro-life.
Wait, what? What dating show is this? I need to see this episode.
What became kind of chit-chatty, nice, flirty conversation got serious. Pro-choice versus pro-life? That's a tough one, because...
Is that hard for you? Would that be like a deal breaker for you?
There's such thing as a deal breaker. I'm not like that rigid, but it's at least on that one item, I don't find that acceptable.
I have dated
leftist king.
people that have completely opposite views of me, and we can discuss like, wow, we're so different, but like Ben, he's just like, oh, like I'm thinking different of you as a person because you feel that way.
Yeah.
I would definitely prefer to like marry somebody that had the same like views and values and those types of things.
Yeah, but you're like 23, you don't even know what your values in life are yet. Like you're still like learning these things.
Oh dear.
Dude, what a baller. That was funny.
The fish ended up on the filthy floor.
When you decide to start dating, you have to go.
Dude, she just showed herself getting roasted on, what's her name? Alex Clark or something? Oh my gosh, here it is. There she is.
We got a little fire. Yes, yes.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
The teamwork of those logs.
You did it.
She was 23 when this came out, so this was probably shot in 2015. Which means that she literally is 29 now. She was like a 20-something person. Let me see how old she is. She's either 28 or 29. So she'll turn 29 in February.
Tonight we're glamping on the beach.
Radio personality.
How cute.
What is glamping? Isn't that like a... Oh, glam camping. Never mind. I was like, that sounds weird.
Glamping is the princess
I should have never even asked.
version of camping.
Right.
Oh, here it is.
What should we do?
And I'd rather have it be a surprise. Alex is super cute. You can feel the confidence through the walls. Where she's from is somewhere that I really love. So I know that her and I could potentially have something going. So why South?
I just love it. I feel like the people are so friendly. I love the like lifestyle. I love like the conservative values of the South. I'm like a diehard Republican.
Like politically.
Oh my gosh, dude. Who says that when they're first like meeting somebody? I'm a diehard Republican and I love the conservative values of the South.
Like I watch Fox News every night.
You don't believe in pro-choice?
She blocked the Fox News part out of the show.
No, I'm very pro-life.
What became kind of chit-chatty, nice, flirty conversation got serious. Pro-choice versus pro-life? That's a tough one, because...
Is that hard for you? Would that be like a deal breaker for you?
There's such thing as a deal breaker. I'm not like that rigid, but it's at least on that one item, I don't find that acceptable.
I have dated people that have completely opposite views of me, and we can discuss like, wow, we're so different, but like Ben, he's just like, oh, like I'm thinking different of you as a person because you feel that way. I would definitely prefer to like marry somebody that had the same like views and values and those types of things.
Yeah, but you're like 23. You don't even know what your values in life are yet. Like you're still like learning these things.
You don't even know what your views are yet because you're only 23. That's so funny. You think so?
He's like chastising me like, you know, you're still young. You have a lot of things to figure out. I am aware of that. I'm not a baby. I don't need to be told that stuff. I want to raise my kids with these types of values and stuff. So I want like my husband and I to be on the same page.
Why not just be open to being in love with somebody and then figuring out what's the best way to raise your kids when you decide to have children?
Because if you don't discuss these types of things now, you marry somebody, then you realize as you're trying to get pregnant, wow, we don't see eye to eye on anything.
Plan is worth nothing, planning is everything.
Totally
It's a Winston Churchill quote. Alex has some viewpoints that...
I do agree with her that you should know these things before you marry someone. I obviously don't agree with the things that she agrees with, but I don't think you should marry someone and then figure it out. But I think he just doesn't care about it as much, I guess. Her views are just like very idiotic, and I think from his point of view, he's just like, maybe I'd be able to change it, I guess, but I don't know.
It may not be in line with kind of how I see the world. And that's okay. We all have to grow up and we all spend time maturing. In fact, I believe there should be yin and yang.
I guess I'll see you later. Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Dude, she's got this crazy look in her eyes.